What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup ahead of the big game at Old Trafford tomorrow night, 8:15 kickoff. Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur, which promises to be a great game of football. Antonio Conte has been speaking in his press conference, and what is the team news?
Obviously, Kulusevski is a doubt for the upcoming game at Old Trafford, so he won't be available. Well, he might be available. He is having a late fitness test, so we'll have to wait and see. Emerson Royale has the last game of his 3-match suspension at Old Trafford, and Richarlison as well obviously misses out. He's not going to be playing on Wednesday night, and we're probably not going to see him for another 2 weeks, so wish him a speedy recovery. Other than that, clean bill of health.
Yeah, it's been interesting because Conte's been talking a lot in the press conference about different kind of systems he can play. He's obviously alluding to the 3-4-3, the 3-5-2. He does seem to favour, well, he's saying in his press conferences anyway, that he favours the 3-4-3. And he's saying that he might even put Hill there, he could put Perisic there, he could put Lucas Moura there. But we are feeling that he is trying to play a bit of mind games and trickery with Erik ten Hag. So we're going for the 3-5-2 actually coming into this game. So obviously in goal will be Hugo Lloris.
Yeah, who else? The captain. He's could be in for a busy day if United have a lot of possession, a lot of chances as well. They've got a lot of good long-range shooters, so he's going to have to be on his A game, Hugo, but I back him to do it.
Yeah, and he's been playing well of late as well, hasn't he? So,
apart from that mistake against Arsenal, he's been pretty good.
Since then, he's been brilliant. So Lloris in goal. Right-sided centre-back is obviously going to be Christian Romero, and he's going to be super important in this game, isn't he?
Yeah, very important. Just making sure that the United back line are getting restricted and also getting us on the front foot as well. He's vital for that. I thought he did a brilliant job doing that on Wednesday night against on the weekend against Everton, so if he can carry on that vein of form.
Alongside him is obviously going to be the ever-present Eric Dyer in the centre of that back three. When Conte was asked about him a couple of press conferences ago, it seems like he's going to find it hard to ever give him a rest.
Yeah, and I think so as well. I think he's going to play every game, and to be fair, the position he plays doesn't need too much, like not saying he doesn't work hard, but he doesn't need to be like running all the time, so he can get breathers during the game even sometimes. So I can understand why he doesn't want to rest Dyer, and I think he's too important at the moment to take out the team.
So that's Romero and Dyer, and the last place is a toss-up between Longley and Ben Davis, but we're going to side with Ben Davis on the back of a really good display against Everton.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant against Everton, and we're going to need that kind of ability to get up the pitch and his passing ability in this game as well. So I think he's had a pretty good season so far, Davis. I think he's upping his game recently since he got injured, and then he had the international break, and every performance since then has been pretty good. And I think the presence of Longley is making him perform better as well. So I'm happy with him at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on to the wing backs. Which one we're going to look at first? We're going to look at the right-sided wing back, and that is going to be Matt Doherty. Emerson suspended. Spence a bit too soon for him still, especially not in a massive game like this. So I think there's only one option in Matt Doherty, really.
Yeah, and he was talking about Spence. Spence was talking about his lack of opportunity, and he says he's learning so much under Conte tactically. He's biding his time, and hopefully he'll get his chance soon. So I think, but Doherty, he said, was that was the Doherty he knew from last season, Conte said, and obviously he said Doherty was playing at a really high level, so we think Doherty's going to keep his place here.
Yeah, and he's played 2 games so far this season, and in the 2 consecutive games, and they've got better as they've gone along. So hopefully more steps forward for Matt Doherty. Next up in the midfield, we're going to talk about Rodrigo Bentancur, one of the standouts of recent weeks, and let's hope he can carry on.
Yeah, I don't think there's any danger of him coming outside anytime soon. He's playing too well. Conte's loving him at the moment. I think with a bit more license to go forward in the 3 as well, he's becoming more effective in those sort of positions. So good stuff from Bentancur. Alongside
him in the sitting role, we're thinking Bissouma is going to get the nod at Old Trafford, and he really enables Bentancur and Højbjerg to really go and do their stuff, sitting in front of that back 4 with Bentancur and Højbjerg really helping the attack and the defence. So I think he's done a really good job for the team since he's come in.
Yeah, and he's going to have to make sure that Fernandes isn't getting in between the lines and getting into those awkward spaces to hurt us in those pockets of space behind the midfield. So his presence should really stop that. And I think as well, he was doing a good job at nicking the ball and playing it very quickly with accuracy to the front line or to the midfielders into space and setting us on the front foot. So yeah, great cameo against Everton, and hopefully he continues in that similar vein of form.
Yeah, and to make up that three in midfield is obviously going to be Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Me personally, my best player of the season so far in a Tottenham shirt, and doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah, and if we're going to play the three in the middle, he's going to be tasked more with getting forward and making those late runs, and he's shown that he's becoming more and more effective in getting goal contributions this season. 3 goals and 3 assists already this season. Really, really impressive for Højbjerg. So obviously he starts, and he's going to need to be on his A game in this one.
Yeah. And then for that left wing back, it's a toss-up between Perisic and Sessegnon, but we're going to side with Sessegnon for a bit more defensive solidity.
Yeah, Perisic had a really good game against Everton, but Sessegnon, off the back of 2 very strong showings against Brighton and against Frankfurt, I think maybe he could do with being on the bench. And I think Sessegnon might be a bit more suited in this game, so we're going with Sessegnon.
And it's a credit to Sessegnon, that we're putting him in a game like this as well, because with Perisic there, it would have been very easy just to go with Perisic, world-class talent, has been performing fairly well since joining the club. So I think it's a really big testament to Sessegnon of how well he's actually been playing of late.
Yeah, very, very much so, and I completely agree with that.
So let's run through that midfield and defence with you guys one more time. It's Lloris in goal, Romero, Dyer and Davis in the centre-back positions, Doherty right wing-back, Sessegnon left wing-back with Højbjerg and Bentancur and Bissouma in the 3 in midfield. And I think you can guess who's going to be up top. First of all, we're going to talk about Harry Kane, who's going to be one of the men leading the line tomorrow night. 5 goals in consecutive games now for Harry Kane, which is a new record for him. Hopefully he makes it 6. I think last season he scored a penalty at Old Trafford. Hopefully this season he carries on with the brilliant form he's showing. Last 2 games against Everton and Frankfurt, he's been out of his world. So hopefully he's going to need to be, if we're going to be able to really hurt Man United in the counter-attack. So yeah, Kane obviously has to play. Yeah, and another guy who's really come into form and really unleashed on this season finally is Heung-min Son, who's going to be supporting Harry Kane up top, and he is going to be vitally important really to hit them on the break and get in behind them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do up against Varane and Martinez, and how Man United play. If they play a bit more on the front foot, then I think those two could really have a field day. But if they're well shackled, then all of a sudden you can see Tottenham being penned back. So a lot is to do how our front two are able to get the chances. But Son obviously is going to be a massive player in this game. Yeah, so let's run through that lineup with you guys one more time in a 3-5-2 formation. In goal, Hugo Lloris. A back 3 of Cuti, Romero, Eric Dyer and Ben Davis. Matt Doherty at right wing back, Ryan Sessegnon at left wing back, Højbjerg, Bissouma and Bentancur in a middle 3 with Kane and Son up top. If this is the formation and the lineup, what predicted scoreline are you going for? I said 1-1. I can see it being a very tight game. I think Man United have been quite good at home, especially against the bigger teams. And I can see it being a very tight, congested affair. And I think if we can create more chances and be clinical, then I think we could win. But I just got a feeling that we might not be able to create as much as I hope. And I think United are going to be on, we're going to have to do a lot of defending in this game. And hopefully we can hold out United. But I just think it's going to be a very tight game. So 1-1. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. But I'm going for Spurs to keep that clean sheet in the 3-5-2 formation. Defensive solidity with Sessegnon at left wing back as well. I think we can hold them out. I really do. So I'm going to go for 1-0 to Spurs. I think we'll nick one from somewhere. But it's going to be a game of chess tomorrow night. And we're going to put them into checkmate by the end of it, that's for sure. But thank you everyone for joining us today. That is your predicted lineup. I want to know your thoughts on our predicted lineup and put yours in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.